Hey guys, welcome back. Today I have swatches to share with you for the polish pickup for December 2020. The theme of the month is Everything is Fine, and the pre-order will open December 4th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it will run through December 7th. Everything that you see here is a pre-order, so shipping will commence approximately 3 to 4 weeks after the pre-order window closes on December 7th. Also, everything that you see in this video is a limited edition, and what that means is it's exclusive to the polish pickup and it will not be back. So if I say an item has a cap, what that means is there are a limited number of bottles available. So if something's capped at 100, once it sells out, no matter if it's within the first half hour or at the very last second on Monday, once those 100 bottles sell, the listing is gone and it will not be coming back. So if something has a cap, go ahead and be sure to go into polish pickup and grab that item first, because once it's gone, it's gone. Also, polish pickup offers a flat rate of shipping. So if you make 4 orders, for each order you will be charged the shipping, but they will refund the shipping on your 3 orders when they process and ship your order. So you'll just pay that first one and then you'll get refunded for the subsequent orders you placed at the time of shipping. I want to apologize for doing the voiceover entirely for this video. I know I had been showing my face, but I am running really short on time and I wanted to get this video up for you as early as possible, and this was the quickest way for me to do it. Why don't we go ahead and jump into it. I think I have about 25 items to share with you this month, and let's dive in. The first item that we have today is Alchemy Lacquers Virtual Escape. This is going to sell for $11.50. There will be 175 bottles available in the US and 10 in the UK. It comes in a 12 milliliter bottle. This was inspired by the PC game No Man's Sky. Virtual Escape is described as an indigo jelly nail lacquer with green to blue to purple to pink shifting shimmer and contrasting gold to lime to green to blue to turquoise shifting chameleon flakes. This polish is very complex, but for all of the added elements in there, it has a phenomenal formula. It goes on smoothly and evenly. I had absolutely no application issues here whatsoever. Everything applied nice and evenly. I didn't have to do any fishing for the flakes, and I had no running, no pooling, and there was no staining. This polish is absolutely beautiful, and I feel like the pictures just do not do this one justice. This is definitely you have to see it in person just to experience how beautiful it is. Nothing in this polish is going to dry textured, and nothing in this polish will give you any kind of difficulty to remove. I have my swatches here showing you it in direct light and indirect light, and with a matte top coat. The next polish that we have today is from Dany Vianna, and this is called PJ's My Jam. This is going to sell for $12. It comes in an 11 milliliter bottle. There will be 370 bottles available within the US and 30 bottles available within the UK. This was inspired by pajamas. It is a thermal polish that goes from clear when warm to blue when you're cold, with a special mix of matte and metallic glitters. Holy glitter bomb, guys. This one is just so full of glitter. It was actually surprisingly very easy to work with. I saw all those glitters and I had a little bit of a heart attack because glitters are not my jam, but this had a very pleasant formula. It spread out without any fishing whatsoever. I didn't need to do anything at all. I didn't hold the bottle upside down. Everything came out and laid nicely across my nail. Removal on this will be very difficult. I would recommend a peel-off base and some clips, perhaps, if you would rather not use a peel-off base, and it will dry heavily textured because of all that glitter. This next polish that we're going to have a look at is from Vanessa Molina, and it's called Shhh. It's going to sell for $13. It comes in a 10 milliliter bottle. There will be 400 bottles available in the US and 20 in the UK. This was inspired by a famous quarantine video game. It is described as a red when cold to colorless when warm iridescent balm of flakes. You will be receiving a little bit of extra thermal pigment just in case this dries in transit. That will help you rejuvenate it. This polish had a wonderful formula. It went on very smoothly, very evenly. Those flakies do come out nice and evenly across the nail. I had no application issues whatsoever, such as running, pooling, or staining. This is just absolutely packed with flakies, so you might have a tiny bit of texture. I would recommend a good glove glossy top coat to make it nice and shiny, but none of those flakies are going to be difficult for you to remove at all. So here are my swatches for Shhh by Vanessa Molina. This next polish is from Cupcake Polish, and it's called Margaritas to Go. This is going to sell for $13. There is no cap, and it comes in a 15 milliliter bottle. This was inspired by the temporary legalization of to-go margaritas during COVID. It's described as a lime green nail polish that is packed with a strong red shimmer. This polish had a wonderful, smooth, and easy to apply formula. One coat is a little bit sheer. You can still see visible nail line, but I was able to reach full opacity by using 3 coats. I do work in slightly thinner coats. If you didn't have such a strong prominent nail line, you might only need 2, but I did go in for 3. The application is very buttery smooth. It goes on very nicely and evenly. I had no application issues here whatsoever. Nothing in this polish is going to dry textured, and nothing here will give you any kind of difficulty to remove. I did not experience any staining with this color, but I did not wear it for longer than it took me to swatch. So I would recommend a good base coat just in case you are more prone to staining with these types of colors. So there you have Cupcake Polishes, Margaritas to Go. This next polish is from Cuticula, and it's called Let's Try That Again. This is going to sell for $12.50. It comes in a 15 milliliter bottle, and there is no cap. This was inspired by pink champagne and ringing in the new year. This is described as a rosy pink holographic base with bronze, rose gold, and platinum metallic flakes, rose hex, and gold metallic dots to give it a bubbly feel. This polish had an absolutely flawless formula. It went on smoothly and evenly. It stayed right where I put it. No application issues whatsoever. This polish, all those little extras that are inside it came out nice and evenly. I didn't have to do any fishing. I didn't have to do any kind of placement. I just worked with it as it came out of the bottle. This polish is going to dry with a teeny tiny bit of texture because there is a lot going on in there, but 1 coat of Cuticula's glossy Limitless top coat made it nice and shiny for me. And nothing in here is going to give you any kind of difficulty to remove. So here you have Cuticula's Let's Try That Again with her second contribution to the polish pickup. Used her Limitless quick dry top coat. And this month we're having the scent of Vanilla Pineapple Margarita. This will be sold for $9. It comes in a 15 milliliter bottle, and there is no cap. The Limitless top coat is a 5-free top coat, and it is quick dry. It is super quick drying. It doesn't smear your it won't smear stamping, it doesn't dull hollow, and it has never shrunk a polish on me at all. The Vanilla Pineapple Margarita is described as a sweet aroma of creamy pineapple and margarita with a touch of sweet vanilla. The scent on this was absolutely pleasant, and I had been using it all month, and I am actually still currently using it. As you can see here, I applied it over my stamping, and there was not one little bit of smearing, so I highly recommend this top coat. And as you can tell, I use it with almost all of my swatches, so you know I can highly recommend this top coat. I have a lot of experience with it. Next up, we have Dreamland Lacquers, all wine, all the time. This is going to sell for $12. It comes in a 15 milliliter bottle. There will be 180 bottles available in the US and 20 in the UK. This was inspired by the thousands of gallons of wine that were consumed worldwide during this dumpster fire of a year. It is described as a warm red jelly with a mix of shifty flakies and a sprinkle of hollow pigment. This polish had an absolutely wonderful formula. It went on very smoothly and very evenly. It gave me no application issues whatsoever. There was no running, no pooling, and importantly, there was no staining. I did only wear this for a few hours because I swatched this and then I had to go eat dinner and walk the dog, so I did have this on for a couple hours, and I didn't experience any staining, but it is a rich type of red, so I would always recommend a good base coat just to protect your nails from looking like mine do. There you have just 2 coats, and it is super hollow and very, very pretty. Nothing in there will be drying textured for you or giving you any kind of difficulty to remove. This next polish is from EDK, and it's called the Impostor. It's going to sell for $12.50. There will be 300 bottles available in the US and 30 in the UK. It comes in a 10 milliliter bottle. This was inspired by a character from a video game that was very successful during quarantine. It is described as having a clear base with iridescent flakes, turquoise to purple, and galaxy glitter in Sapphire. This polish went on nice and smoothly. You can see I'm trying to, since it's a little bit more on the sparse side, you can see I'm just trying to do a little bit of manipulation to get it to cover all the places that I want to get it to cover, like the tips of my nails. For whatever reason, I always have a really hard time with the tips of my nails. They never seem to, I guess, cap, for lack of a better word, so I'm just doing a little bit of placement. But overall, the formula on this was exceptional. I am showing it to you here over a black base coat on a nail stick because I figured people might be curious what it looks like over as a topper, and I did think that actually it was beautiful, and I really loved it over the black. But over my natural nail, it was like 75% opaque in 3 coats, which you're seeing here. I did top it off with a glossy top coat. This will dry textured, and it will be difficult for you to remove because there are glitters in there. So there you have the Impostor by EDK in 3 coats and a glossy top coat. Next up is from Glisten and Glow, and this is called Concerts from the Couch. It's going to sell for $12.50. It comes in a 15 milliliter bottle, and there is no cap. It was inspired by amazing musical artists that canceled tours due to COVID-19 and brought us their amazing live music via television broadcasts. It is described as a very dark gray base with added contrasting color shifting shimmer that shifts from purple to pink to red to green and gold. This polish had a phenomenal formula. It went on very smoothly, very easily. It stayed exactly where I put it. No application here, no application issues here whatsoever. It was such a joy to work with. I really love Glisten and Glow's paddle brush that they are using too. This polish will not dry textured or be difficult to remove, and pictures don't do it justice. It's much more shiftier than I can show you here. It is just beautiful. This next item is also from Glisten and Glow, and this is their glitter grabber. It's going to sell for $7.50. There is no cap, and it comes in a 15 milliliter bottle. I love this product, like seriously hardcore love this product. I have it shown for you here over an old glitter bomb from Pipe Dream Polish, and this is all micro glitters. There's nothing else in here besides glitter, so it is heavily textured. I did 1 coat of the glitter grabber, and I waited about 2 minutes, and then I applied Glisten and Glow's glossy top coat over top, and the results are shiny. And I will say that my dog had an accident right after I filmed this, so I didn't take pictures right away. About probably 40 minutes later, I took my swatch pictures, and you can see that it is still glossy. It does not sink in, and it is just so glossy. I use this polish, the glitter grabber, a lot with anything that you see having glitter because I love the glassy look. This next polish is from Great Lakes Lacquer, and it's called Love Wins. It's going to sell for $13, and it was inspired by She-Ra, the Princess of Power on Netflix. It's described as a light grass green with a soft linear hollow. It's filled with a pink to purple to gold to green shifting aurora shimmer with purple to pink to orange to gold to green iridescent flakes. $1 of every bottle sold will be going to GLSEN, who is a champion of LGBTQ issues in kindergarten through 12 education since 1990. This polish had an absolutely fantastic formula. It went on smoothly and evenly. I had no application issues whatsoever. Pictures do not do this one justice. It is very shifty and oh so pretty in person. I absolutely love the color combo of the shimmer and the base color. Nothing in this polish is going to dry textured, and nothing in here will give you any kind of difficulty to remove. So my swatches of Great Lakes Lacquer Love Wins is showing you a glossy top coat and 2 coats with a matte top coat as well. Next up, we have Indie by Patty Lopes, and this is called Rainbow at the End of the Storm. It's going to sell for $12. It was inspired by a rainbow after a storm. It comes in an 11 milliliter bottle. There will be 220 bottles available in the US and 20 in the UK. It is described as a gray curly base with aurora shimmer, matte white glitters, and crystal flakies. This polish had an excellent formula. It went on smoothly and evenly. It stayed right where I put it. No application issues here whatsoever, such as running, pulling, or staining. I did have a little bit of a wonky brush, so I had to take special care when I applied it, but that being said, it still performs perfect in application. I did have a little bit of a visible nail line left over with 3 coats, but I absolutely thought this one just had such an ethereal glow to it. It was so pretty, I wouldn't want it any other way. It is just very pretty. This will dry textured because of the little glitters in there, and it will be a little bit on the difficult side to remove, but not terrible. Next up, we have Lollipop Posse Lacquers, and this is called Relentless. It's going to sell for $13. It was inspired by a crab and his cigarette. It is described as a navy blue curly base that's packed with red to green to orange to gold shifting iridescent flakes and a finely milled aurora shimmer that shifts between red, gold, and green. This polish had a wonderful formula. It went on smoothly and evenly. It stayed exactly where I put it. Zero application issues to report. It was an absolute joy to work with. It is so much prettier in person than my photos capture. The polish was mostly opaque for me in 2 coats. I did choose to go in for a third to cover up a little bit of my nail line. Honestly, if you had worked in thicker coats or you have shorter nails, I think you could do just fine with 2 average size coats. Nothing in this polish is going to dry textured, and nothing in here will be difficult to remove. This is another one where photos do not do it justice. It is a very, very shifty beauty in person that you definitely need to have on your nails to believe how pretty it is. Next up is from LynBDesigns, and it's called Don't Be a Trash Can't, Be a Trash Can. It's going to sell for $12. It was inspired by Trash Pandas. It comes in a 15 milliliter bottle, and there is no cap. It is described as a violet to white thermal polish that's filled with purple to lime green to teal to copper to pink shifting flakes, cosmic hollow microflakes, and pink to gold to green shifting shimmer. The formula on this was excellent. It went on very smoothly and very evenly. I had absolutely zero application issues here to report. The polish is going to dry with the very, very slightest bit of texture where you're going to want to use a glossy top coat, but nothing in there will be difficult for you to remove at all. So there you have LynBDesigns. And this next polish is from MLF Lacquer, and it is called Year of the Nurse. It was inspired by nurses and a painting of a caregiver by Janet Marie. It comes in a 15 milliliter bottle. There will be 190 bottles available in the US and 10 in the UK. It's described as a charcoal mauve base with aqua to purple to pink to red to orange color shifting flakes and red to orange to green aurora shimmer. This polish had a fantastic formula. It went on very smoothly, very evenly. No application issues here at all. No running, no pulling, no staining. I did work in thinner coats, so I did use 3 to achieve full opacity. I am absolutely in love with the contrast of the dark base and those absolutely glowing blue flakes. I adore this polish. It is another one that just gives an ethereal glow to it, and I love it. Nothing in this polish is going to dry exceptionally textured, maybe a little bit, to the point where you're going to want a glossy top coat, but you always should be using a glossy top coat for extra shine. And nothing in here will give you any kind of difficulty to remove whatsoever. My swatches are showing you direct light, indirect light, and with a matte top coat. This next polish is from Pampered Polishes, and it's called A Shit Show. It's going to sell for $13, and it was inspired by the television show Schitt's Creek. It's described as a rusty, red, linear hollow with holographic and platinum flakes. This polish had an absolutely wonderful formula. It went on very smoothly and very evenly. It stayed exactly where I put it. I had no application issues whatsoever. There was no running, there was no pooling, and I had no staining. This polish, I used 2 coats to achieve full opacity, although I suspect if I used a third, I might be able to deepen the color a little bit, but it was fully opaque, so I didn't feel the need to do the third. This polish is so hollow and such a pretty color that I'm not sure I even had anything in my collection like this. I feel like these colors are kind of like underrepresented, and I absolutely love the hollow flakes in there and just how pretty of a polish it is. So my swatches are showing you 2 coats and a glossy top coat. This next item is also from Pampered Polishes, and it is a topper, and it is called Shitty Ideas. It's going to sell for $11. It was also inspired by Schitt's Creek, and it is described as a clear-based topper with platinum microflakes, holographic flakes, and a fun mixture of bright colored glitter. I have it shown for you here over a skittle of colors. I chose a mustard type of yellow, a red, a gray, and a deeper green, like a hunter green. I absolutely really loved it over the mustard. That was my absolute favorite. It looked so pretty over there, like very, I don't know, it just made me think of like Christmas, maybe like an ugly Christmas sweater. I don't know, but I really liked it. The glitters on here do come out without much manipulation, but I did add a few because I loved some of the colors and I wanted to pull them out. So if you have like a favorite color of the glitters, you might have to do a little bit of hunting, but if you're okay, they do come out all on their own without much trying at all. Since this is glitter, it will dry textured and it will be a little bit on the difficult side to remove. So my swatch is here showing you one coat of various cream colors of Schitty Ideas from Pampered Polishes. This next polish is from Penelope Luz, and it's called Vianna. It's going to sell for $13. It comes in a 10 milliliter bottle. There will be 500 bottles available in the US and 50 in the UK. This was inspired by the character Vianna from Eleanor Porter's book, who always sees the positive in all bad situations. It's described as a UCC flaky with purple to copper and hollow gold glitter and hollow gold galaxy glitter. This polish had a great formula. It went on very smoothly and very evenly. It stayed exactly where I put it. I had no application issues here whatsoever. It did not run, pool, or stain. This polish might dry with a little bit of texture, but I really don't think it had much. I did go in with one coat of a glossy top coat to make it nice and shiny, and this polish was not difficult for me to remove at all. I did have a little bit of trouble, again, capping the edge of my nails. I don't know why that happens with some of these more flaky based like type polishes, but I'm sure that's just my user error. So there you have it in 3 coats and a glossy top coat. This next polish is from Red Eyed Lacquer, and it's called A Colorful Journey. It's going to sell for $12.50. It comes in a 12 milliliter bottle. There will be 150 bottles available in the US and 15 in the UK. This was inspired by the book A Color of His Own, and is described as a neon red pink jelly with a rainbow of color shifting flakes that range from red to orange to gold to green to blue, purple, magenta, pink, and silver. This polish had an absolutely lovely formula. It went on so smoothly and so evenly. It stayed exactly where I put it. I had 0 application issues here whatsoever. It was an absolute joy to work with. It has a little bit of that squishy kind of factor that I absolutely love. You can still see my nail line in it, but honestly, that's just because of the lights and the photographs. Anybody that saw this on your fingers is not going to notice your nail line whatsoever. They're just going to be like, wow, that is a beautiful and bright polish. I absolutely loved this one. My swatches here show you 3 coats and a glossy top coat, and also a matte top coat, which, oh, jaw-dropping with a matte top coat as well. I loved it. Red Eyed Lacquer is also bringing us their Da Bomber in Cool, Calm, and Collected. It will sell for $5.25, and there will be 40 available in the US and 5 in the UK. The Da Bomber is having a scent described as a custom blend of tropical aromas, blood oranges, sweet pineapples, mandarin oranges, a hint of cherry, a dash of effervescence, a hint of vanilla, coconut, rum, honeydew melon, watermelon, grapefruit, and tangerine. This had a scent that was really reminiscent of some kind of gum that I used to really love when I was a kid. It smells so familiar, but I cannot place it. I'm literally sitting here as I like record this voiceover sniffing it. I really, really enjoy the scent. It is light and pleasant. It's a little sweet, and it's not overpowering at all, but it is definitely there. I use this lotion every night before I go to bed. I love it for deeper type of setting in whenever I have a little bit of extra time when I don't have to do any kind of swatching. This is what I will pick up. It sets in and it always leaves me nice and hydrated. I highly recommend the Da Bomber. It has become quickly one of my absolute favorites and a staple in my bedtime routine. Next up, we have Rogue Lacquers, The Sky is Falling. This is going to sell for $12.50, comes in a 13 milliliter bottle, and was inspired by rainbows after the storm. It's described as a sky blue crelly that's packed with a rainbow of small metallic flakes. This polish had a wonderful formula. It went on very, very smoothly, very evenly. It stayed exactly where I put it. I had 0 application issues whatsoever. There was no running, no pooling, and there was no staining. There are a lot of flakes in here, so it's going to dry with a bit of texture, but it is not going to be difficult for you to remove. at all. I do believe that my video is going to show you 2 coats, but I'm pretty sure I went in for a 3rd coat just to give it a little bit more opacity, because in the bright lights it looked like it might need it. So your application will vary between 2 and 3 coats. That will depend on how your personal preference is. This polish is absolutely one of my favorites this month. I love Rogue Lacquer's little tiny flakes like this. I adored this polish. And there you have it in 3 coats and a glossy top coat. This next item is also from Rogue Lacquer, and it's a topper. It's called From the Ashes We Rise. This original inspiration is the Australian Fire Opal. The polish was made as an ode to polishes last and promises that even through adversity we can persevere. It has red, bronze, green, gold metallic flakes with vibrant sapphire and green hollow glitters. It comes in a 13 milliliter bottle and there is no cap. As you can see, I just did 1 coat over a medium type of blue polish and it is stunning. I absolutely love this topper. It is just absolutely crazy beautiful, and it looked really good over any color that I tried it out on, but this was my absolute favorite. Nothing in here is going to be difficult to remove, although it might have a bit of texture since everything in there is just flakes. Next up, we have the Dawn Diva. This is Zoom Meetings and Plague Greetings. It's a glow-in-the-dark polish. It's going to sell for $13. And it is, quarantine is definitely a downer, but this lovely polish is a fantastic distraction. It all starts with a delicate pink tinted base, and then it is filled with a truly diva-esque mix of flakes, hollow, and chameleon glitters. This polish had a fantastic formula. It went on very smoothly, very evenly. It stayed exactly where I put it. I had no application issues whatsoever. I also didn't have any problems reaching opacity in 3 coats. You can see a little bit of my nail line, but with everything going on, I definitely considered it a full opacity because you're only going to notice it in the bright lights of the camera. The glow-in-the-dark feature is super fun, although I did try it out as a topper over black, which you're going to see in one of my final swatch pictures. And be advised that that will dull the glow-in-the-dark effect because you're only using 1 coat and you're using it over a base. So if you do use it as a topper, the glow-in-the-dark feature will be a little bit less. But overall, the glow-in-the-dark is very, very bright, and I love glow-in-the-dark polishes because I always forget that I'm wearing them, and then when I go to bed, it's like, whoa, fun. Very fun. I really enjoyed this polish. It's such a fun effect. And I did throw in a little video because I know some people are wary with glow-in-the-dark polishes, so that's just like a little hand dance video, which you can see how vibrant it is. It was shot with my iPhone in my bedroom with all the lights off. Next up is Watcha, and this is called The Green. It's going to sell for $13. There are 180 bottles available in the US and 10 in the UK. This was inspired by a popular quarantine video game. There is no description of this on the Polish Pickup website, so I have to try to figure this out on my own. You guys know I stink at this, so I apologize. I'm going to say it's like a Christmas tree green with like golden type shifty flakes. I'm not sure. I hope that you guys just watching it can see enough on your own. I do apologize. Formula was absolutely impeccable. I did have a bit of a wonky brush, but it still went on super smooth and easily. No application issues whatsoever. I would recommend a good base coat just in case it does stain, although I didn't experience any staining. I only wore it for a few hours. I have it shown for you in both glossy and matte, and nothing in here will be difficult for you to remove at all. This polish is another one of my top picks. I absolutely adored it. It was stunning in person. Next up is another item from Watcha, and this is their cuticle remover. It's going to sell for $10. There will be 50 available in the US and 10 in the UK. This, be advised, has a spray, so if you're going to try to twist off the polish bottle like I did, you're going to not have a good time. Just pull it off and you'll see, like I show you in my video, it's like a perfume kind of spray. And it is a spray, so you're going to want to make sure that you don't have any like electronics around because in case it has a bit of a splash. But overall, it was really easy to work with. I just sprayed it on my nails. I just did 1 spray for each nail, like you just see me doing here. And then I just went in with a cuticle stick. I used a glass one. I have used the glass ones, I've used plastic, and I've used the wooden sticks. They all work really well. So you just go ahead, you let it sit on your nails. I let it sit for about 1.5 to 2 minutes, and then I just came in with the stick and I scraped at the dead skin around my nails and pushed my cuticles back. And then I just went in for one final scrape after I pushed the cuticles back, just to make sure it was nice and clean. You just use a light touch. You don't want to go in too heavy and maybe scar your nail bed. And then it was not drying, and then after you're done, you just wash your hands and you're good to go. I do apologize for my stained nails. That is not a reflection of the product. That is just me. And that wraps up the December 2020 polished pickup. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful, most of all. Let me know what your favorites are. I had quite a few this month. This month is packed with some truly beautiful polishes. Let me know which ones you're going to pick up, even if they are ones that I didn't feature here. I'm always looking for a good recommendation. I will have Polish Pickup, their website, their social media, and all the information that you're going to need for the sale linked in the description box down below. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye, everyone.